Hey everybody, happy Sunday to you all and welcome back to Dear Twin Flame. Today I'm not going to be reading a letter, I'm just going to be talking to the differences between a soulmate and a twin flame. I've had a lot of people asking me what the difference is because they're with their soulmate and this whole twin flame thing confuses them. So the main difference between a twin flame and a soulmate is you can have multiple soulmates throughout your life. You're contracted to meet certain people at different stages through your world that will help you learn life lessons. You could have an extreme connection to them. They could make you face some things maybe you don't necessarily want to. But there's usually multiple ones, and it doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be a romantic relationship. It could be a business partner, it could be a friendship, it's really any relationship that's been set in your path to make you face or learn a lesson that you need to reach your highest good. Whereas a twin flame, there's only one twin flame for you. And they aren't here necessarily to teach you a lesson, but you're mirroring each other's lessons. So as you walk through your path, lessons that you're learning, they're the same lessons that your twin also needs to learn while they're trying to find their way through theirs. I think that's one of the reasons I wanted to do this channel, was because after researching the difference between soulmates and twin flames, I realized that things that I had learned along my path, things that I had learned in my challenges and struggles, that I'd gotten a handle on, that I'd been able to say, okay, I got that next, were things that maybe my twin needed to hear. So this channel offers me an opportunity to say, hey, I faced that. If you do this, that's how you get through it. So yeah, the main difference is in multiple soulmates and only one twin flame. Not always romantic partner. Twin flames don't necessarily have to turn into romantic partners, but romantic connections are very strong and powerful between twin flames. So yeah, more often than not, it's usually where it ends up. Soulmates share a similar energetic frequency to us. You'll call them a soul family, consider them anything from close relatives or sisters, brothers, cousins, distant cousins, friendships, relationships, romantic relationships, they're business partners, like I said. The soulmate will have a very similar frequency to you. You'll be able to relate, you'll be able to support and comfort, but also challenge without offending. Well, even still, some of those relationships, when they come to a point where they're not working, it's usually because you've outgrown that connection, you've learned that lesson, and your frequencies no longer vibrate at the same frequency, so it becomes uncomfortable to be around. That in itself is a lesson that needs to be heard and part of why you meet your soulmates. Your twin flame is the only other being in the universe who shares the exact same core soul frequency as you do, also known as a twin flame soul song. So you vibrate the same. And again, that is why when your twin flame is maybe going through a hard time, or is super excited, or is super anxious, it's why you will feel remnants of that and through your connection, because you are one. Your soul vibrations, your souls are one into walking into different 3D beings. So when you, twin flame, take a step forward, that in turn shifts your counterpart's frequency, and it forces them to maybe walk where they're not necessarily wanting to, because you're moving forward, so you're kind of dragging them along. But also they have just as much power to pull them back. So if they're drowning, or if you're drowning in negative energy and your frequency is dropping, you will in turn pull them as well. So it's a give and take. Soulmate relationships and friendships are often challenging but close. We sign up to meet in life to help each other evolve. There's always something to be learned from a soulmate connection. So you're always going to get a lesson from a soulmate connection. You might get a lot of lessons depending how long they stay walking alongside of you. Whereas you and your twin flame are two aspects of the same energy consciousness. Twin flames are therefore often called one soul in two bodies, and I kind of already touched on that. It's hard to separate the frequencies between twin flames, whereas soulmates are here to inspire and push forward, or make you stop and take a pause. Many twin flame encounter soulmates prior to coming together with their divine counterpart to evolve and learn lessons, getting a chance to resolve important karmic energies and lessons before meeting their twin flame for ascension and union. So a lot of people meet soulmates that they feel that they are meant to be with forever and ever, because they are meant to be with them to learn lessons to help them grow to be a better person. Ultimately, when they meet their twin flame, maybe there isn't as much work to be done because they've already faced some of those karmic traumas or karmic lessons that they needed to look at. It just helps in the process. Even though you and your twin flame might seem different on the outside, underneath all the patterns and personality traits you've taken on in this life, you still share an identical soul identity deep down. Can't explain that any more than that says. Encounters between soulmates can be with so-called false twin flames. So I was going to touch on that at the end, but we can throw that in there. A false twin flame is someone who's very, very similar to your twin flame in very important roles. They're also called karmic twins. They're souls who have had similar important karmic lessons that need to be resolved. And these relationships have a specific purpose of healing wounds and getting over limitations. They're there to show you the possibility, but they aren't the actual possibility, because ultimately the difference with a karmic twin or false twin flame and a real twin flame is that through the development of that relationship, usually only one person will come out the other side receiving the lessons and the knowledge that they needed. One will refuse to budge. One will refuse to grow. You're not mirroring each other, hence not a twin flame. Twin flames mirror each other every step of the way. You'll meet those false twin flames or karmic twins in order to push you to grow, to release anything that stands in the way of unconditional love. That's a key. Unconditional love is ultimately our biggest life lesson that we need to learn and learn to walk in. Karmic twin flames push us to evaluate our self-worth. They push us to evaluate our unconditional love for ourselves. They will look very appealing, because they feel like they're you until you hit those walls of conflict and karmic lessons, and then one will shift and the other will refuse. That's the big difference between a twin flame and a karmic twin or a false twin flame, is that you're not mirroring each other in your growth. That would be the big difference. Twin flame connection can seem challenging, but for a different reason than a soulmate connection or a false twin flame connection. When twins meet, a process of purification called twin flame ascension is triggered, and challenges arise from the negativity being brought up for clearing. Once your energies are purified, uplifted, and in alignment, balanced, and in harmony, difficulties will subside. You can speed up this process by using energy tools. So that's what I've learned, is that I met my twin flame and the connection was unexplainable. It was confusing to me. It was confusing to him. It put us both in what I like to say uncomfortable situations, because as a society, having that much of a draw to someone who's not your partner is wrong. But what I've learned since is that it was destined for us to meet and to interact and to recognize this connection in order for us both to separate and face the karmic lessons in our worlds that we had both been avoiding or just allowing to dictate our world, and not following our true path, and not following our true unconditional love for ourselves. It triggered that meeting triggered so many things to fall out and say, you need to face this, and if you don't, I'm going to bring it back even harder. And since it was like a catalyst to begin my journey to ascension, increasing my vibration, connecting with source, connecting with the universe, connecting with myself and my truth and love, unconditional love. It was a required step to get that ball rolling. Twin flames will do that, and a lot of times twin flames will meet and then separate because their meeting was simply to hurry that process along. It was to trigger something, trigger karmic lessons to get that ball rolling. And until each of the twin flames does their work, union isn't possible, because they need to come together at the same positive vibration. So, yeah. Soulmates can either be romantic partners, family members, or friends. They can come into your lives for brief periods, or lifelong companions. There are a variety of different soulmate roles. Again, we've already talked about this: business partners, friends, family members, loved ones, partners, boyfriends, girlfriends, husbands, wives. A lot of people's twin flames, when they learn about this, they do their meditation and ask source to guide them towards their twin flame, find that their twin flames have already passed, or are in the 5D realm and not here walking in the 3D realm. So they have soulmates to spend their lives with, and it's not a bad thing. It's a great thing for those who are in that space. But their twin flame is actually on the other side, doing their magic from over there to bring them both to a higher level of ascension. Twin flame souls come to Earth with a goal of coming together as a unified energy they once were, joining together in twin flame union from a place of unconditional love. Again, that's what I said at the beginning. The role of a twin flame union, the role of a twin flame journey, is to release all karmic energies, all karmic lessons, in order to come to pure and unconditional love. Yeah, that's what I know. So there's a difference between twin flame and soulmates. It was interesting when I learned it. It explained a lot when I learned it. And all of these soulmates, twin flames, that's all destined. That was all written in contract, whatever you want to believe, divine path set out before our consciousness was ever put in this 3D form. This was something we agreed to, in a different realm, an energetic level. It's not something we get to change, so you can avoid, you can ignore. We ultimately have free will, but that connection, the connections that have been predetermined, they are what they are, and it's a great thing. So that's it for today. Soulmates, twin flames, twin flames out there who aren't in union, do your homework, do your childhood, look into your childhood traumas, look into past life karma that's you need to deal with. Do your own homework, do your own self-worth, or yeah, do your work, and ultimately that will help your twin do their work, and hopefully that will lead you back into union. Bye everybody, have a great day.